Kalu's mandate, of course, the weekly engagement of Representative Benjamin Okezie Kalu with the good people of Abia State, especially Ben, the federal constituency that he represents. We call it Ben Kalu's mandate, bridging the gap between the parliament and the people. Of course, it is on Flow 94.9 FM, both on the terrestrial and digital platforms. You're welcome. My name is Michael Oni. Our regular guest, Representative Benjamin Okezie Kalu, is joining us virtually today, a member of the House of Representatives in the 9th Nigeria National Assembly, representing Benda Federal Constituency, Abia State, and he's currently the spokesperson of the House of Reps and the Chairman House Committee on Media and Public Affairs. Glad to have you join us. Welcome back from the holidays, and happy birthday in arrears.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you so much.
And fellow Benda people and Abia people, it's good to be back. It's good to be back from my holidays. You know, all work, no play makes Jack a dull boy. That's what I was taught when I was growing up. So I had to go play with my family a bit and relax with the children. So I'm happy to be back to work, especially the work that Benda people sent me to do. Thank you for holding up the program in my absence, and I want to thank all of you who wish me a beautiful birthday on that very special day, 0505. Your wishes and your prayers, God has already started answering them. It's been awesome entering into this new year. I'm happy to be here today, and it promises to be more engaging. Thank you very much, Mike. Let's roll.
All right, thank you very much for joining us, and congratulations once again as you celebrated the annual Ben Kalu Day of Gratitude last week, of course. And all right, let's delve into the conversation today. The House of Reps reconvened last week to focus on some bills and passed 5 important bills, with 4 of them relating to terrorism, money laundering, and the proceeds of crime. I want you to talk about the bill for an act to repeal the Money Laundering Prohibition Act 2011 as amended and enact the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Bill. I understand that it is an executive bill. And what is the reason behind this amendment, and what do Nigerians stand to benefit if it scales through the assent of Mr. President?
So the corruption that is in the country, as rated by Transparency International and other global organization, it doesn't look good for our country, and it didn't start now. It's been there for a while, and the commitment of these executive or this government is to see that the rating is reduced, because you cannot end corruption to a 0 level, at least not for now, but to reduce it to the minimal extent where we can raise our shoulders before key nations when issues like these arise. And in their effort to push it, the agenda forward, there's an executive bill that was brought to the House in support of this objective, and it's a bill for an act to repeal the Money Laundering Prohibition Act, as you know, of 2011, as amended, and enact a new money laundering and money laundering prevention and prohibition act, which for now is called a Bill 2022, and it is signed into law. And the purpose of this particular piece of legislation is to provide comprehensive legal and institutional framework for the prevention. Because sometimes you want to prevent, but there is no framework that will help the prevention to take effective nature that it's supposed to take. And also prohibition. One thing is to prevent, another one is to prohibit. Prohibition of money laundering in Nigeria, and also more importantly to establish what is known as the Special Control Unit under the all-important Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. So there will be a special unit that will be dedicated to this prevention and prohibition of money laundering. So it will no longer be all commerce affair. There will be a specialized unit that will be focused, that will be trained to make sure that this money laundering that has helped to fuel this insurgency, terrorism, and looting of the national resources, that it is reduced, so that those who use the ill-gotten money to sponsor evil around our nation or to enrich themselves unjustly, this law will cut up with them, and this specialized unit will be more efficient in handling affairs around that space. So that is what that law is all about.
Interesting. So let's talk about some other issues that were raised during the House also attended to the bill
for an act to repeal the Public Complaints Commission Act 2004, enact the Public Complaints Commission Bill 2022 for establishment of the Public Complaints Commission. And how does this guarantee the commission that the commission will deliver a better performance? We want to know why this amendment also, because Public Complaints Commission has been existing before now, so why the amendment of such a bill to enact a Public Complaints Commission Bill 2022?
You know, if a law becomes obsolete, obsolete in the sense that the realities that were considered by the drafters of the law at the time the law was drafted is no longer as it used to be, because the society is dynamic. It behoves the lawmakers, in partnership with the executive, in this case, who is proposing that this be adjusted, to review that law so that it will be able to fit the purpose for which it was intended. And in this case, before now, Public Complaint Commission has been there, like you rightly pointed out. This law is part of the Law of Federation of Nigeria 2004. We're in 2022, and we're talking about in 2 years' time it will be 20 years old law. It can no longer fit what it was meant for. That is why the law backs, the agency backs, they cannot bite. So what we have done with this law is to give teeth to Public Complaint Commission. So if hitherto we are not perturbed when they invite you or when they pay attention to issues affecting you through one complaint or the other, now you have to, because they have been given a better mandate. So a bill for an act to repeal that Public Complaint Commission Act, which is under CAP P37, Law of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the new Public Complaint Commission Bill 2022 for the purpose of establishing Public Complaint Commission with wide powers to inquire into complaints by members of the public concerning administrative actions of any public authority. So you can bring up any public authority and complain on the activities. And companies or their officials, those who work for them. And this law will provide a legal framework as well for making public interest protected. So this law is a very important law. We call it House Bill 1983.
Okay.
So the scope of the Public Complaint Commission has been widened, and now anybody can come with a public complaint against a public authority. If you say that they are not doing what they're supposed to do, bring it. If you say one of the officers, they are not doing what they're supposed to do. So Public Complaint Commission is going to be busier than it used to be. And I'm happy one of our own brothers, Dr. Maduku Kwebo, is a commissioner in charge of Abia State Public Complaint Commission. So it's something that we know, that we can approach his office if there are complaints that we need to raise that will help the society live better and government operates more efficiently.
All right, thank you very much for that explanation. If you just joined us, we're speaking with Representative Benjamin Okezie Kalu of Bende Federal Constituency, of course, in the Nigeria House of Representatives. Of course, he's the spokesperson of the House. We've been talking about some of the bills passed by the House of Representatives when the House reconvened last week. Still looking at the activities of the lawmakers in the House of Reps. Let me ask you, it seems the electioneering period is crippling the legislative activities. Representative Benjamin Kalu, with several members absent from plenary and the committee hearings in the House. The House even went ahead to adjourn plenary for 3 weeks. Why is this happening? Nigerians are asking these pertinent questions of these are the same lawmakers that we are elected to proceed over some parliamentary activities. So what is going on in the House?
Hello, Mike.
Yes, did you get my question?
I did not get your question, but I think, Mike, before you get your question, it is good for us to run through most of these bills that we worked on.
Okay.
Two. You mentioned Public Complaint Commission, and for people to have a better understanding of the effort of government towards making the country more secured. The terrorism (2011) it's about 10 years now, and terrorism has taken a new shape.
1FM and Real.
They've taken a new strategy. It has incorporated a lot of other realities that were not contemplated at the time of providing for these Terrorism Prevention Act in 2011. And Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act of 2013 was another effort that was made after the 2011 to incorporate more, but yet they are not sufficient. So now this bill is repealing those two bills, 211 and 213, and enacting what is now known, what is going to be known as the Terrorism Prevention, Prohibition and Prevention Bill 2022, to provide for an effective, unified, and comprehensive legal, regulatory, and institutional framework for 1, the detection, 2, prevention, 3, prohibition, 4, prosecution, 5, punishment of acts of terrorism. This includes also terrorism financing, proliferation and financing of proliferation of weapons of mass destructions in Nigeria. So, with this, we have now been able to, incorporate various realities of our current challenges in with terrorism. So this is a new day in Nigeria for a work against terrorism, which many people have already been saying, why are you not ending terrorism? Why are you not fighting terrorism? You cannot fight it without a legal framework. So with this legal framework, we're going to go a long way. Then the next one I want to also scratch before you go on with your question is the issue of witness protection. We usually say, if you see something, say something. The police is your friend. If you see something, say something.
You say
what
something.
That means is that what that means is that police builds intelligence using information given to them. The DSS views intelligence using information. So is the other members of the armed forces. None of them can work efficiently without intelligence and without information. And that information is to build their intelligence. Now, who gives this information? Human beings. They are called witnesses. But oftentimes many, for fear of not being protected, for fear of being hurt, they don't give information. And when they keep quiet, a lot more people are hurt because the security agencies, they are not spirits, they are not magicians, they cannot work without this information. They end up not achieving the purpose for which they are set up to do. So, who brought a bill for an hour to provide framework for the support, 1, management, 2, and protection, 3, of witnesses who provide this information I just described. They provide information, they provide evidence, or any assistance to law enforcement agencies during 1, inquiries, 2, investigation, 3, prosecution. So you find out people will now have enough facility, the security agencies will now have enough facility to manage their witnesses, to protect their witnesses, whether it is through inquiry, during inquiry, investigation, or prosecution. So it's happening all over the world where you say this person is under witness protection, so he's protected until the matter is over. So this is to encourage Nigerians that we are, warming up the space to make sure that insecurity that is in the country is watered down. So what's your question again, Mike?
Okay, I asked the issues with the assembly members being absent from plenary, and one will be asking, is it that the electioneering is crippling? The electioneering period that we've entered due to party politics playing on in the country, is it that it has crippled legislative activities in the assembly? Because some house members have not been attending regularly, the committee hearings too, affected, and the House adjourned plenary for 3 weeks. So the question is why?
Mike, the members of parliament also have rights they need to protect, and that right is right to vote and be voted for. So that they are serving the nation does not mean when the duty calls for them to work with their ward executive, local government executive, party stakeholders to prepare to sit in the parliament and not do all those assignments that is expected by INEC. So INEC has given a deadline for the submission of names of those who have passed through primaries. And with regards to that, political parties, irrespective of the parties, have given their own for members who are wishing to nominate people or be nominated to participate in the primaries to go and put their houses in order. And that is what the members of the parliament have been excused to go and take care of, so that they will not be defranchised or the people that they are overseeing be defranchised. So we are not, it's not a holiday. It is a period for us to meet up with the expectations of electoral acts, which we just reform now. If you don't do it, you will lose out from what is expected by your party and invariably by INEC. So members, not on holidays, members, like you see, we were recalled on Monday to take care of an emergency, even though that the plenary did not hold again, but we were there intervening with the airline operators and NPC and all the rest of them yesterday. So, and today we're going to continue with some of the IOCs also in my own committee. So we still have skeletal jobs here and there. While we are doing that, we're also preparing our forms.
Okay.
Some of us who want to run for one thing or the other. So that is it.
Okay. I'm happy you've mentioned, you talked about just briefly the aviation sector, the intervention of the lawmakers. Air transportation, as we know, with its associated complex networks, is a major source of transportation for people, goods, and services globally. And the aviation sector, as we speak, is plagued with jet fuel scarcity, and this results in flight delays, rescheduling, and cancellations. But jet fuel scarcity and the escalating cost are product of multifaceted factors that are related to finance, logistics, management, and policy. But I would like you to bring us up to speed on the intervention of the legislators, on this crisis in the aviation sector, so that we won't have the economy crippled. I'm asking the intervention of the legislators on the crisis in the aviation sector. As we know, the aviation sector is presently plagued with jet fuel scarcity, and the results in delay of flights, rescheduling, cancellation. And these are multifaceted. There are multifaceted factors like the jet fuel scarcity, the escalating cost of products relating to finance, logistics, and management. So I'm asking, what is the legislative arm of government doing? What intervention are you doing to avert this crisis?
Okay, Mike, if you may recall, we had a meeting on the 10th of March, as well as on the 14th of March, where we met with the stakeholders in the aviation sector. And I'm talking about the representative of Major Oil Marketers Association, MOMAN. I'm talking about Depots and Petroleum Product Marketers Association of Nigeria, DAPMAN. And I'm also talking about Airline Operators of Nigeria, AON. We met with them, and in that meeting we had the NNPC GMD, and we had people from the Central Bank. We also had the Aviation Committee and Petroleum Downstream and Upstream Committee members, the leadership being there. And at that meeting, it was resolved that within 3 days of that meeting, that some of the things that they should meet among themselves and implement the resolutions of the meeting. What was the resolution? Number one, that what is affecting the industry is lack of transparent basis, transparent pricing, which supposed to have a reference benchmark to be quoted transparently in the market. So it was shrouded in secrecy, and they wanted it to be more open so that we know what the price is, and it has to be uniform price. And the second thing that was agreed for them to look at there was the issue of exchange rates for the naira, so that anyone can compute the numbers on their own. Also, the premium that differs from customer to customer, depending on the volume of product bought, should be looked at. And another one that was considered was a credit limit that is agreeable between the parties. The airline operators were saying that they cannot be paying cash. The credit limit should be extended to them. And after this, also another thing that was included there was that the airline operators who wanted to start bringing in the product by themselves should approach the agency in charge of granting license and the regulators to be able to import, because they were complaining the price and was high. They were asked to get ready to put their papers together. But what we had was on the 6th of May that the general public was informed that they were going to be shutting down airline operations. So based on that, immediately we summoned a meeting of these stakeholders after reaching out to them, and most of them decided they were going to hold on with that shutdown, which we commend them for being so patriotic, for understanding the problems that this will cause on the nation. And also, they agreed that the government has given them so much support in the industry, and there's a growth in the aviation industry, greater than it has always been since Nigeria started within this administration. But they were asking for more to help them cushion the impact of the high cost of Jet A1 fuel.
The aviation
So
fuel.
we called them for an emergency meeting, and once again, most of the stakeholders, including the CBN governor and the GMD of NNPC, attended. We had a robust discussion yesterday. I was there myself, and we have agreed that, okay, for the next 3 months, that the names of the oil marketers that have been submitted, about 10 of them, should be given access to products at a reasonable rate.
Okay.
That will make them buy products instead of at the rate of 700 that they allege, to about 550, 560, to enable them be sustainable in the business instead of shutting down their businesses. That was agreed, and within these 3 months, it was also agreed that they should put in their paperwork for them to get their own license, so that they can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Get their own products and cut off the middlemen. So this was the conversation we had yesterday, and everybody left there happy. And also it was mentioned that immediately about 6 million liters was made available even at 480 instead of the pronounced 700. So they were asked to assess that 6 million to start with. And I must commend Mr. President and the GMD of NNPC for working together to provide extra 25,000 metric tons, for the industry, which they are also asking that it be made available to them in a more accessible manner. So this was the conversation we had yesterday, and also it was mentioned that the earlier we started looking at the possibility of refining our own products here, the better. Although the global economic issues might also impact on the price when we start refining. But all the same, we had a good discussion yesterday on this, and Nigerians' hope should come up, because no shutting down is going to happen. A provision has been made for the next 3 months, so that should come the speed. And I must make this important point: there is nothing political. Some people were insinuating it was political. It was not political. It was just a deregulated market, as you know, in elementary economics. And in a deregulated market, that what controls pricing is the market forces. So they came to play, and Nigerians felt the impact. But this cooperation with the private sector will encourage more foreign direct investors to come in, and also local investors to have confidence that government will always provide enabling environment for their business to strive.
All right. Thank you
very much
for bringing us up to speed on the interventions of the House on this, and hopefully we believe it will be a lasting solution to this crisis. Anyways, in case you just joined us, it is Ben Kalu's mandate, the weekly engagement of Representative Benjamin Okezie Kalu with the good people of Abia State, especially Bende Federal Constituency that he represents. He's the spokesperson of the House and the chairman, House Committee on Media and Public Affairs. We take a break. When we return, we talk politics, of course, looking at the political atmosphere being charged ahead of the 2023 general elections. We look at how it is going to affect Bende constituents, and what we should expect from Representative Benjamin Okezie Kalu. Hopefully, there might be declaration, I don't know, because we're yet to hear from him talking about his next step ahead of the 2023 general election. So stay tuned. Of course, very extensive conversation we've had on some of the legislative activities of the lawmakers in the House of Reps. Now let's talk about the electioneering period. The political atmosphere is so charged that some politicians are already defining the direction they are heading towards the 2023 general elections. We're yet to hear from you, Representative Benjamin Kalu. And of course, as you know, the political system is heating up, and what do you expect from Bender constituents also? And when are you going to declare your intention? Are you returning to the House of Reps?
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Me and listeners. First, I want to commend you for the quality content you bring to this program, the kind of questions you raise, the kind of issues that you want us to address for Nigerians, Abians, and Bende people to be enriched with what we are doing in the parliament. Let me make this clear that the work I'm doing in Bende, I just got started. And though many people have called me to go and run for governorship position, the truth remains that I'm qualified to run for any position in this country. Highly qualified. Based on my learning, my experience, my exposure, my understanding of government. Having worked at the local government level, I understand the system. Then the state level, I understand the system. Currently at the federal level, and then the people will tell you they have seen the evidence that shows that I also understand how federal government operates. But having said that, the issue remains what should be prioritized at this time. What should be prioritized in my agenda should be nothing about self, about what I want for myself, about the high positions there are. What should be prioritized is the hydra-headed needs of then the federal constituency, which has not been fully taken care of. I've only started scratching the surface by laying the foundation for greater impact that I'm bringing on board through development. Then the people have just seen the surface. They've not seen the depth of what we have buried in our manifesto. And nobody will express the way I conceptualize it. What people thought was impossible, what people consider as difficult, we have started demystifying. There are no mysteries. It's all about understanding how government works and how to use your provision and your position, not for yourself, but for the people. Bende has suffered in the hands of people who presented self beyond the people. Neither accessible, neither available, neither knowledgeable of the problems of Bende people. Because I grew up in Bende, I schooled in Bende, I went to the streams in Bende, I went to the farms in Bende, I went to the markets in the rural areas. I understand the smell of poverty. I know the pain of the mothers and the fathers, the pensioners in the villages, the school children, the youth, because I understand them. Being one of them, it's only a person in my position that will be able to relate well with them, to smell their mouths, and to know what is most suitable to clean them up. Based on that, I have decided with my family and my people in Bende, who came out in mass to fill my nomination form a few days ago. Position made for about 5 people, 90 people rushed to fill it. Prominent individuals like the former Chief Judge of Abia State and his likes, great men, DIGs, former Ds, former dads, have nominated me to go back, including Dr. Kalu, my senator and my leader. They have said, you have to go back and finish up the job you have started in the House of Representatives. So this is my way of saying, Benjamin Kalu will not be running for any governorship position for now. Benjamin Kalu is returning to the House of Representatives to bring the larger portion of the dividends of democracy that belongs to Bende people and Abia people. And this time around, it will go beyond Bende. It will be very sufficient for Bende, and the extra will touch all the nearby communities in and around Bende and Abia. We are coming back to the house, not as we came before, but better this time for the interest of our people. So I'm sure that is what you wanted to hear. Now you have it.
Exactly.
I'll be coming back strongly to the House of Representatives. Those who want to contest against me should get ready, because they will be contesting against the infrastructures I've put in place. They will be contesting against the roads that they will be driving on. They will drive on my roads to campaign against me. They will be drinking the water from the places they go to campaign, that the boreholes that I dug. The students that will be coming to clap for them, and children of the people that will be seen in their campaign grounds as students sitting in the classroom blocks I have built, sitting on the chairs and the desks that I have provided. Some of those people who will be coming from their sick homes and sick hospitals will be coming from the hospitals I've renovated. They'll be coming from from the medical treatment they have gotten from the medicines I provided and the equipment that I provided. They will be coming from the health insurance scheme that I have given to people for them to be healthy enough to come to their campaign. So when they come to campaign, people will be asking them, what is it that Benjamin have left undone that you are coming to do? It's not yet time for campaign. When that time comes, they will hear my voice through the projects that I have done. Not posters, not billboards, not jingles, not fake promises, but real impact with the dividends of democracy. Then the people knows that their votes have counted in the last 3 years, and they have built their confidence in the fact that if they do it again, they will get the double portion. And that is the voyage we are about engaging on. Everyone is welcome on board. Whatever you can support with, you support. We are going again. And a man who has worked with projects doesn't have money to throw around. If I want to have money to throw around, I will not do projects. Those who have saved money from the job they are supposed to do for the people who have money to throw around. Benjamin Okeze Kalu have chosen the path of doing projects and less money in my pocket. So what I'll be campaigning with is not with money. I'll be campaigning with the projects that I have done that will outlive me. Just like Mbakwe, just like Okpara. This is the path I have chosen. And those who believe that legacy should be built, those who believe in the dividends of democracy, it is high time all of you come on board. Let us make Bende greater than it is. The bridges will speak for themselves. The schools will speak. The libraries that we have put in place will speak. The ITC centers will speak. Benjamin will speak less. The solar streets on the light, solar light on the streets will speak up. The roads will speak. The boreholes will speak. The health centers will speak. The bursaries we have given to students will speak. The schools we have equipped will speak. The books we have distributed will speak. I can't stop there. There are so many that shows that we came here not for ourselves but for the people. So let's get it going. We are equipped, we have rested, we are ready to run along with it. And I challenge the youth, anybody who wants to use you against the prosperity of the people, turn it against that person, because it has been proven that Benjamin came for the people and not for himself. And you must stand where the people stand. This is my way of declaring that I'm running for House of Representatives come 2023, and I'm running to win, not for myself, again for the double portion that Bende actually deserve, because they have been denied for over 20 years. I am here to bring back the restitution, to bring back what have been taken away, to repossess, to conquer, and to bring back what belongs to Bende people. And I will do it because I put my money where my mouth is. I don't say it and I go back. My manifesto is not changing, because all the letters of my manifesto have not been fully accomplished. We have only comments. We will continue from that agenda, and that was why my campaign team was never ended. they were not brought to an end. They were still existing. The same men who delivered, they are back again on the streets, and they are going to deliver it again. Thank you very much, Mike. I think I answered your question.
You did. You answered my question. This is the part I have been waiting for. But it's been more about the people, and the people in your declaration, what I consider your declaration speech there. What about the party? You didn't mention your party. Which party are you seeking a re-election? Are you seeking the re-election?
I have no other party than the APC. That is my party. And that is the party I've been running with. And many people have been saying this or that about APC. We are one formidable family. There is no faction in Bende. The chairman of the APC, who is also from Bende, we are all going to team together, work together at the appropriate time after the normal discussions have been had. Bende will approach the coming election as a formidable front without division. And I can assure you, those who are thinking that there is a crack in our wall and they are trying to peep through that crack will be disappointed. We are going to be one family. We are going to collapse every agitation, every anger, every division, and move with the tools that we have put in place, which is marketing tools for APC. I am not going to use what APC brought to market another party. What we have brought, we brought with APC government, and we will use it to market the prosperity of APC in Bende. And I can assure you, it will be a win-win for everyone. So it is APC all the way.
All right. Thank you for joining. Anyways, let's get reactions on the phone lines. If you want to be part of the conversation, the lines are very much open. 0808 182 6949 0811 605 2949. Also drop your messages on 0906 510 8289. We're also live on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Flow949FM. Please go straight to the point so that he can respond to as many comments as possible. Hello, welcome to Ben Kalu's Mandate.
Good morning, Michael.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, Honorable. My name is Ifeanyi Chukwu.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this. We waited for this declaration. Thank you so very much. With my mind is at rest now. We can now hit the ground running. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Like you actually said, like Michael pointed, your declaration was more of the people, the masses, what you've done, what you're about to do, and thank you also for accepting that it's still APC. God bless you. But I want to also use this medium to remind you about the graduation school. Honorable, I think it's the right time now to do that lesson, because if you look at our youth, the way the youth are going, especially when it comes to campaign, the way they talk about other people on social media, that leadership school will do a lot to harness, to organize the youth so that tomorrow can be better, please. I think you will do something about that leadership school this time. God bless you, sir. Thank you, Michael.
All right, thank you very much, Ifeanyi Chukwu. Hello, welcome to Ben Kalu's Mandate. What's your name, please?
Hello.
Yes, just go on with your contribution, please.
Okay, achọrọ m ikwu okwu biko dede m Benjamin Kalu. Dịka ị na-ekwu si na-agachi n'ọchịchị ndị bekee unu na ụlọ nzukọ omeiwu nke a na-akpọ House of Representatives na pati nke a na-akpọ APC. Agaghị m isi ị gaghị ịga n'ihi na ihe mmadụ na-arụ ihe ịrụfara ha ga-ekpọdugo ebe ị na-aga. Ọchịchị unu a ụlọ dọga dịka alaeze eluigwe mmadụ mekpere n'ụwa ị ga-akpọdu ihe alaeze eluigwe. Ọrụ ọma mmadụ rụfara emi ya enweta ọchịchị. Mana ihe m chọrọ Nnamdi Anyanwụ chọrọ ịgwa gị ewu mana akpa na pati a iji ahụ ya agaji ọchịchị ya ugbu a wụ pati nke ndị na-anaghị enye ndị Igbo anyị ohere inweta ọkwa na ọchịchị eti. Bụrụkwa pati nke na-evutekwe ịbịa na Imo steeti anyị ebe a ugbu a gaa hụ na APC ewetara katakata.
All right, quickly wrap up, sir, please.
Ekem Semon onye ji jaha APC n'Imo Steeti adọkwa ji nweta mmeri ha sọpụrụ ya arụ n'ihi na pati ahụ amachiela onwe ya ihu ekwuo gbalịkwa ahụkwa na APC agaghị ewere gị mgbochi.
All right. He's going to respond to that. Oh, thank you very much for your contribution. Keep your calls coming and your messages coming. This one says, Kanu Zomba says, up Ben Kalu, your victory is assured. Keep up the good work. That's coming from, we pray for you. That's coming from Kanu Zomba. Good morning, Mike and Honorable Kalu. You're doing a good job in Bender. Keep up the good work. I pray God protect you, guide you, give you more wisdom to work further for your people. White Pekin from Umar here. Hello, welcome to Ben Kalu's Mandate.
Hello, good day, Mike.
You're welcome. What's your name, please?
My name is Evangelist Ken.
All right.
I'm not surprised. That interview before he went into the first term, I was the team and the man that messed up. The way he was cool-headed, the way he spoke to people, the way he addressed humble, humility, he has peace in himself. He has shown it by what he's doing. That manifested. Listen, let him, the path he has choose is the best path. Let him finish his second term. But listen to me. Take this number and put it on ground. In the next dispensation, he's coming as a governor because he will do what we are seeing him doing in Bend, United States. God bless you.
All right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Hello. Welcome to Ben Kalu's Mandate.
Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Good morning, honorable member, Bender, the president, husband. Muslim man, no, there's the name. I'm calling from Umaya. Please, I want to applaud you. Can you hear me, Michael?
Yes, go on, please.
I want to applaud him for all that he said. Most times, when they come on air to say such things, I begin to wonder. Because I still believe that Senate President told us that his salary is 750,000 naira. I don't know where, but I still believe that the core responsibility of a House member, a representative, is to make law and to take care of, to oversee the functions of the executive. Peradventure, if these things they are saying is true, so I want to say kudos to you. Then secondly or finally, the issue of Nigeria today, if you talk about our country today, you talk about APC. Look at the untold hardship. You told us that they just had an emergency meeting because of aviation fuel. Why we are buying kerosene 15 naira before the party APC came into power? Today we are buying it up to 600 naira and nobody is talking because aviation fuel is partaken to the politicians that are going on fire. That's why you people resolved it immediately. I want you to speak to Mr. President and your party members. Nigeria is not finding it funny again.
All right, you say Manude. All right, thank you. Let's allow others. He will respond to you. Let's allow others. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Ben Kalu's Mandate.
Hello, good morning, Mike.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Zoka Pochinedu, I'm calling from Omaha.
All right.
Okay, well, I want to just say that it's not all about party. Somebody who is a workaholic, somebody who is outstanding, somebody who is irresistible can never be pulled down. It's not all about party. Ben Kalu has been very outstanding in his work, which his work can attest to the fact that, yes, he has done marvelously well. What most people in any party, no party, have ever done. So I just want to advise every contestant that will just come out to waste their money, in fact, they should cool down. Let him continue his good work. He is one of those candidates that even without any party can contest as an independent candidate and still win.
All right. Mr. Chinedu Mokafo.
So let him just go on with his good work. He is a very good man to reckon and to rely on. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Chinedu Mokafo. We acknowledge your message on the Facebook page. Martin Sumba, thank you. Keep up the good work, Honorable Sir. Egbu Chulam Ejaik Frank says, indeed, Honorable Kalu is a blessing to Bender people. Ezekiel Elvis says, Mr. Honorable Benjamin, the positive impact and change you're impacting in your constituency is very visible to all. May God bless you. Okay, thank you. Those are the messages we can take. Can you hear me? You hear me now, Representative Benjamin Kalu?
Yeah, it comes in on and off.
Okay. Apologies for that. It's due to network. So I'm going to take this message so that you can respond to some of the callers. Congrats in advance. Which of the state's chairman, or which of state chairman is authentic APC chairman for Abia? That's coming from Sonny from Umahia. So you can respond to the messages and the calls now.
The network has been playing a quick one on us.
Yes, but you can respond to the calls and the messages and as before we wrap up the program.
Yeah, I actually did not hear all the calls and all the messages, but I had the one who said I should continue the good work, that I should mark it. Next time I will be going for governorship. Thank you for that prayer. I had the one who complained about the party. And like somebody has answered you from Umar here, it's not about the party. Anybody who knows me knows that I don't do, if you're not in my party, I have nothing to do with you. I relate well. You're governor, I relate with him. The speaker, I relate with him. The senators, all of them from different parties, I relate with them. So it's not about parties, it's just a vehicle for us to get to where we are going, and then we'll provide dividends for our people. And somebody complained about aviation fuel. The analysis is wrong, sir. It's not what you think about it that caused the problem. We are involved, and I can assure you, maybe next program I'll take more time to explain to you what have been happening in that sector. Beyond the aviation fuel, there are a lot of things playing out there. And it's not caused by the government. It's just a global economic downturn, and also fueled by this Russian-Ukrainian war that is going on. Some of us are knowledgeable on what is going on, and the impact is being felt down at home. If I need ask for the school, I have promised that we're going to do that school. We are currently looking for a space in our state, either Aba or Bahia, and the facilitators are being worked, on at the moment, and the faculties are being developed. Definitely, politics, election or not, we are going to put that in place. Yeah, thank you for most of the people who called in to support that the declaration I should go ahead and continue the dividends of democracy for my people. I really appreciate all of you. I'm sorry I didn't get all the other one. Maybe next week, Mike will be able to showcase some of those things that you mentioned for me to address. The network will have control of it today.
Thank you so much for joining us this week on Ben Kalu's mandate. We do appreciate you, Representative Benjamin Okeze Kalu, for joining us.
Thank you. I want to tell Abians and Bender people, if you're looking for content with regards to what I'm doing, if you want to hear from the horse's mouth, if you want to know what is happening in the parliament, this is the first point of call. You should tune into this program or any other station where it is mentioned to hear from us, the credible source, to information about the parliament and what is happening in Bender. Thank you very much for all your support, especially my very beautiful, great Bender people. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Benjamin Kalu. The program returns next week. My name is Michael Oni.